All right, so this is a SL500, has a standard 5-liter V8. The pickups for the engine support bar are right there at the back. There's 2 steel brackets just inside of the fuel rails. And the air box is also the engine cover, and it actually just pops off, snaps onto these rubber kind of isolators, so it's really easy to just pick that up, pull it off, and then you've got access to where these lift hooks are. If you're doing a V12, you need a bracket like this, and there's a bracket about to the middle rear on the V12 engines where you can thread both of these bolts straight down in and then use a single support brace. Right here, we just made this, but we'll see if we can put something like this into production. On the supercharged V8 engines, there's 2 threaded holes right on top of the supercharger. Actually makes it really easy to use the engine support brace. And the point of this is just to keep the engine suspended while we're lowering the crossmember from beneath. And we're not going to disconnect the control arms, we're just going to drop the crossmember, disconnect the steering column, and keep everything suspended just so we get a few inches of access. We're going to change the motor mounts and install the sway bar on this car. Right here between the steering rack and lower control arm bracket. We're going to disconnect the steering column right here. 1 nut. Bolt comes all the way out. And that will allow the entire crossmember to come down with the rack. There is an electrical connector on a solenoid that's on the rack. This is for the variable speed assist there. You can see. So we're going to squeeze the connector, wiggle it. You want to make sure you release this before you drop the crossmember with the rack. There, harness is disconnected. There's 4 bolts that hold the crossmember in. Right here, and the same spots on the other side. We're just going to loosen them first using a breaker bar. Also, always support the crossmember with something like a screw jack or a transmission jack. Okay, we've already got the sway bar in here. Just want to show you how easy it is to take it out and put it in once you have the crossmember lowered like this. And again, we have the engine supported from above with a engine support brace. So we're able to lower the crossmember. And you still want to support the crossmember with something because you can overextend the power steering line. So this is a factory Mercedes sway bar that's used on the V6 cars. Normally with a conversion, we would be using the VVK sport sway bar, but this customer really just wanted a car that's comfortable to drive around every day, not looking for performance handling. He is using our coilovers though. Like this. And when the bar is correctly positioned, you'll see that it actually goes right through this little notch right here in the wheel well splash guard. It's going to help you line up the sway bar. And you're going to use the 4 long bolts, 2 on each side. Yeah, you're going to have to support the bar completely up in order to get the bolts straight. tightened. You can see we now have an anti-roll bar installed on an SL500. When you're putting the crossmember back up, you want to make sure you're lining up your steering linkage at the same time.